Hello everyone, and welcome to the finals. The grandest of finals, some have even suggested. I am playing against Camo Dude, who may or may not be featured in an upcoming video after this set, when I play them in week 1 of my next league that's on YouTube. This is a momentous occasion. Mono Dragon, so far undefeated, all the way through to the final round of playoffs, where we will see how good was Dragon type actually. And I may or may not go with that. I don't know. I've got like 2 joke idea thumbnails versus and titles coming through, and both of them are fun. I think that's really the main important thing. Let's just take a look at the matchup. We see here that my opponent has Stack Attacker and Aromatisse as their sort of main their main steel type jets. Those are also their 2 Trick Room setters on a team which is built with an emphasis on Trick Room, but definitely has flexibility to run outside of Trick Room. Right? The Hawlucha has been an absolute staple this season on their team, working in tangent with Rillaboom or Grafaiai to get either a Grassy Seed or a Swagger boost, and then from those boosts to take advantage of Unburden and just do really solid damage throughout. Or potentially to provide support to someone like Rillaboom or even to a Stack Attacker. That's unfortunate. I did so much. I put in work to make my audio hopefully not record background sounds, hopefully not get typing and mouse presses. It was easier than I expected, and I probably should have done this several years ago. But yeah. So they have used coaching on a Lucha with Stack Attacker or Rillaboom to make for, very challenging situations for me to sort of deal with, and that's something I do have to keep in mind. And then they also have Mega Latios, who has very strong Dragon Pulses and Ice Beams for my team, and even potentially Aura Sphere to hit Goodra. And then beyond that, Wartortle has Fake Out and Redirection, so it's an option. It's difficult to know exactly what 6 they'll bring, but I don't super expect Typhlosion. They haven't used it super much this season, and I'd say that this is a relatively challenging matchup for Typhlosion, given the large number of fire resists that I have and will be bringing. And then Slaking may come, but I do have several Pokemon faster than Slaking, so that may be a sufficient deterrent. So, going back to the other screen, I have the tech for Unburden and Prankster and a few other things. Core Enforcer, Scope Lens, Zygarde. So let's just very quickly look at what the main lead next to Zygarde, or potentially Knocknadle, is. Dragon Cheer, Shadow Ball, Reflect, Dragapult. Now, the one downside to the set is it doesn't really hit Grafaiai literally at all, and it doesn't deal with Slaking well, but I choose to ignore that. Dragon Cheer is really cool, because if I click it into a partner Dragon-type Pokemon, then they get a +2 crit rate, which combined with an item like Scope Lens, or a high crit rate move, means that their move has a 100% critical hit chance. An 100% critical hit chance means that all the time I'm doing 50% extra damage, as well as potentially ignoring opposing special attack drops or screens or defense boosts. So that is sort of one of the core ideas here, is that I'm finally bringing Dragon Cheer. Dragapult there, speed control, and then Core Enforcer as like a relatively strong spread move into a lot of my opponent's team. Now, this specific version, and frankly several of my versions, do struggle into Wartortle Stack Attacker or Wartortle Aromatisse. Both of those can be a little bit difficult. But then, so the other abuser is Razor Claw, Sludge Bomb, Sludge Wave, Draco, Knocknadle. So Razor Claw and Scope Lens both are items that mean that if I get Dragon Cheered to, I have 100% crit rate. Sludge Wave, good into Aromatisse, not very good into Stack Attacker. Also, it does hit my partner Pokemon of Dragapult, which isn't great. I do have an alternative Dragon Cheer setter in my anti-Trick Room, bulky Dragon Cheer Ampharos with Thunderbolt and Dragon Pulse. They don't really take Thunderbolt Dragon Pulse super well with anything. They don't have any ability immunity to electric, so that helps. And then you can Dragon Cheer. You can Dragon Cheer through Protect, which is helpful. And then my other 2 Trick Rooms checks, this is one that's maybe a little bit more of a lead. Acid Armor, Flash Cannon, Body Press with Life Dew, Goodra with Terra Ghost, and Shell Armor. The Shell Armor just means that I have a better matchup into Stack Attacker if we're both going to try and crit through each other. by like massively boosting defenses because they can't crit through me, as well as Flash Cannon means that I have the ability to defense drop, special defense drop, or just do that consistent damage. And then Dondozo, I have Heavy Slam, Waterfall, Rest, and Sleep Talk with a more specially defensive set, but also a good deal of attack. The attack is so that the Heavy Slam can hopefully do really good damage to Aromatisse. Yeah, I think that's the team, and here's the match. Let me take that good luck, have fun. Okay, so Ferroseed came. I don't think many people, I've spoken to a few people in prep, I don't think most of them were expecting Ferroseed, you know? Okay, no Latias, no Raikou, no Typhlosion, no Slaking, no Grafaiai. Okay. I definitely don't think a lot of people were expecting no Latias as well. A lot of people I think were, certainly I was expecting Latias. This team has one special attacker, so it feels like Goodra is very good if I can get an Acid Armor up on it. What are their Terras? So, oh yeah, the Terra Stellar Sludge Wave is that you can't see anymore. So the Terra Water on Ferroseed, and I've got Terra Stellar on Nargnarble. Terra Ice, Terra Water, Terra Fairy, Terra Steel, Terra Bug. So no Terra Ghost. That's really good to know. I mean, I think I go for the more fun version of the lead game 1. Which is the Nargnarble one, where I'm Sludge Waving, so specifically punish Aromatisse next to Wartortle. But it's also debatably better into Rillaboom. I'm bringing Goodra in the back because they are very physically oriented. I am really not sure what their planned lead is, but Wartortle can lead next to either of the Trick Room setters. Terra Water on Aromatisse is interesting. It resists Steel, which means it's pretty good into my Dozo set, especially if it does have Terra Blast, but I find Terra Blast very unlikely. Especially because I don't think Aromatisse learns Terra Blast because it's not in the game. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna click Reflect and Protect. They could do some annoying move with Hawlucha that I can't think of right now. Oh, it does learn Throat Chop, I think. But I will take an Acrobatics. They could Acrobatics knock off me, which would be annoying. But I feel like they're reasonably likely to, like, Acrobatics knockoff wouldn't go before Dragapult anyways. I feel like I'm reasonably likely to be able to get the Dragon Cheer up on Nargnarble. Alright, they can Terra Blast plus... Oh, okay. I went for the other move. Do I think that I faint? No. I think that Dragapult likely faints. So I could bring in Ampharos here. But I'd really like to get a Dragon Cheer up. So I could Terra the Dragapult and then go for Dragon Cheer. I think they're probably Shield, what's it called? Assault Vest on Rillaboom, based on the fact they didn't do a lot of damage. They could have maybe like a Hebia or something instead. So if they do go for a double into the Nargnarble, Dragon Cheer plus Draco is pretty reasonable. Do we think that the crit Sludge Wave picks up? No, I don't think we do think that. Do we think that Terra Stellar crit Sludge Wave picks both up? I think we do. But that would rely on me getting the crit. But I could just get the crit, right? Like, that's just the more skillful play. They can't Terra the Rillaboom. But do they just go for Terra Blast into Dragapult? Because I can protect the Dragapult. I can protect the Dragapult and go for Draco into Hawlucha, which should KO regardless of what they... No, okay, they had enough investment for it. They're simply a better player than I am. I should maybe have gone for Terra Stellar, but I didn't want to. Alright, I'm gonna go for Terra Dark and Shadow Ball the Hawlucha here and protect the Narconatal. Terra Dark means I'll live. Okay, no, what have they done here? Did they attack the Dragapult? Or did they attack the Narconatal? Okay, they attacked the Narconatal. I'm gonna Shadow Ball again, and frankly, I kinda wanna bring in Ampharos. It's not gonna love taking high horsepower, but neither will Gudra. I wish I had Zygarde or Dondozo in the back. Oh, I didn't think about that. Where was the para? Okay. Well, that Terra wound up not being great. Yeah, I think I have to Acid Armor here, because I don't have Protect. So I just have to go for the Acid Armor. The good news is, like, I am doing okay. And then I want to get the knockout into Hawlucha. The para there would have been cool. Well, they can't protect the stacker outside of clicking protect. There's so many plays I want to go for here. I want to Acid Armor, I want to Life Dew. I want to double attack the stack attacker. Alright, I think I'm going to go for the double attack into stack attacker play. It's really bad if they go for protect, but it's... Actually, do I care? I might not care. I'm thinking on it. I'm just going to Thunderbolt it. And Life Chew. Because I'm expecting to take about 16 from high horsepower, and there's no way Body Press is going to pick me up from this range. After a Life Chew. Life Chew covers, what, 25? Yeah. I really wonder what the last mon is. I think if I did get the paralysis on Rillaboom, then this was a very, very free matchup. But I didn't, so... if I wanted to play better, I should have played better. I thought that was going to do less. Okay. Well, that's bad. I would have just body pressed the stack attacker. If I had protect, this would be pretty good. But I don't. Yeah, if I body pressed the stack attacker there, it would have been pretty free, because I would have been sitting at, what, 39? And then still been out of range. I think maybe my play here is to go for a para into the Rillaboom. I don't even think I'm faster than after a para. Just sort of playing around. Okay, yeah. So that was the version of the play where the para into Rillaboom makes sense. I'm honestly just going to go for the Dragon Cheer here. I could Protect and Dragon Cheer. I'm going to go for Protect and Dragon Cheer. This is playing around an attack going into the Narconagle. Of course, I'm saying I'm clicking Protect, so of course it's playing around an attack going into Narconagle. Do I think I can get away with clicking Draco into Rillaboom? I don't think I can, which is really lame. But if I go for Sludge Wave Thunderbolt, it does play around the stack attacker switch in. This Ferroseed is gonna be a problem, I think. All because I let Gucci go down. If I went for the Body Press into stack attacker, I was like so free right now. But I went for the other version of the play, because I was trying to play around Trick Room and Protect on Stack Attacker, both of which would have been problems, right? Both of which would have been problems. Now, I don't think I revealed Dragapult on Dragapult, I didn't. They played their Hawlucha really well in the early game. I don't know if this is a win. Okay. Ooh, that's bad. Okay, that looks like a win for them. I don't have substitute, so if they have Leech Seed, then the Ferroseed definitely always beats my Ampharos. Simply miss more Leech Seeds. Do we think that the stack attacker has Protect? I mean, there's just no way I'm beating the Ferroseed, so unless, yeah, like I PP stall Leech Seed. Sorry, do you mind? Yeah, okay, GG. Slash forfeit. There's no point to playing that out. I don't have time. I'm on my lunch break at work. So I had the right stuff for it. I just didn't play it well. I was just trying to play around too much, I think. Not good fun. How much did the Bloody Press do? Gudra? 34. Yeah, okay. I mean, the Zygarde lead doesn't feel better. I can tell you that much. Dondozo in the back of one? Only by PP stalling the Ferroseed, which, frankly, it may have been able to do. Not 100% on that, though. I would have been, like, clicking a Waterfall into my side slot. I'm not actually sure off the top of my head how many PP Rest has. Lunch break at work moment. Stop being annoying. Yeah, the Terra Blaster Lucha is definitely a challenge. What if I went for the Ampharos lead? Did they even reveal Fake Out at any point? Oh. Alright, I'm gonna try this unorthodox version of the lead. I need to have Gudra in the back if I want to beat Ferroseed. People told me, they all said, I don't think Ferroseed comes, and they were all incorrect. Yeah, this is definitely a very challenging matchup, for sure. Alright, I'm just going to go for the turn 1 Thunderbolt into Hawlucha. I'm not going to Terra, because then I become weak to Terra Blast Ice. That's probably bad, actually. It's probably fine to go for this version of the play. I think they're more likely to just CC me at that point, right? Okay, Fake Out is annoying. So I'm gonna Thunderbolt and switch in Dozo here. I could switch in Goodra and then Dozo. I think that's the play. Goodra first, and then Dozo. That's just so much. Oh, that does so much. I swear it did less than that last time. But maybe I am just completely remembering everything wrong. Alright, Protect, and now in Dozo. Or I could Terraghost. Nah, that 33% is crazy. What if I bring in Dozo and bring Naganadel in this slot? I think that's the version of the play, actually. So yeah, they did have Fake Out. Not super surprising. If I hadn't Mega'd, I could have gotten Static Para, which would obviously have, you know, impacted where the game is going. This game is going way too long for a lunch break at work. This is challenging. But yeah, I feel like they've got very solid prep. Like, you know, I feel like they're doing really well. I think I was thinking about changing to Terra Water on Zygarde. I don't know if Water would have worked because of the Rillaboom, but like having a Terra that isn't weak to Ice would have been really nice. But it also needs to not be weak to Fighting, which is a challenge. Maybe Terra Fire was the answer. But then it's like facing the high horsepowers. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, they went for that version of the play. I'm not surprised by that. I think Hawlucha should... Dondozo should pick up Hawlucha here. The question is, do I need to Terra Fire? Oh, that does a lot. I think I have to bring Goodra in on the Glide. And Sludge Bomb the Rillaboom. This is a really punishable play if they go for high horsepower into Naganadel. Or even if they double it with Body Press, that's really bad. But I'm not in a great position, so I have to make risky plays. Glide, good. Oh, 100%. Yeah, definitely not the easiest. I mean, Dozo has to come out, right? Frankly, I think it's Terraghost Acid Armor here. And Dozo Heavy Slam, maybe? Dozo Rest? Could just be Dozo Rest. They've already Terra'd, so... Oh, the Pharisee Decalc has no... I think Acid Armor is always fine here, even if it's not, like, the greatest of all time. Oh, they are toxic, though. Alright, I gotta go for the Body Press. And frankly, I'm gonna bring in Ampharos. I don't think having Dozo in is helping me any. I wish I was body press instead of waterfall, but like waterfall was definitely correct. Okay, that's really good, especially defensive. Not the Mole Breaker. Wait, they gave me Beast Boost. Okay, they've been really unlucky with missing that. That said, I could have Sap Sipper, and I'm not sure why they aren't playing around me having Sap Sipper. How much did Thunderbolt do? Like nothing. Thunderbolt did 17 to Ferroseed, so not enough. So I just have to body press that slot again, right? Good news is I can Thunderbolt the stack attack again. Yeah, I expect the body press to pick up real easy, but yeah. I agree that it's likely game over. Sorry, I should be going for Sleep Talk. Should I be revealing Sleep Talk? I probably don't have to win. Now they have Mole Breaker, which means that they ignore my Unaware, which is annoying. The Mole Breaker is actually a good ability for them. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was even doing that much. GG. Okay, so what does that show us? What if I lead Dozo? Even lead Dozo next to Dragapult? If Naganadel had like Terra Poison, which was the other consideration, right? Then a lead where I Dragon Cheer Protect and then go for Terra Poison Sludge Wave is really solid. Ignoring. Yeah, I think it might pick up. It might not though. If we look at the Sludge Wave crit, Sludge Bomb crit, sorry, Sludge Bomb crit. They've got a lot of Spit F, right? Yeah, so it wouldn't pick up the Rillaboom, which means a double up would pick me up for sure. Like click Dragon. Yeah, I did Dragon Cheer. So is Zygarde ever good? I'm concerned the answer is no. What about a Dragapult Ampharos lead? I can get the Reflect up turn 1. And then with Reflect, Gudra's better. Maybe this is what I need to do. This is super passive into the Rillaboom, which is annoying. But sometimes you just have to accept that. Well, I should have just brought the Naganadel version of the lead then. I kind of want to Reflect and then just hard Gudra. If I get the crit, it's a 50% chance for a crit from Ampharos into Stack Attacker. And if I get the crit, it does die. Alright, let's go for it. 50% crit rate. Okay, something about that maths is different to what I thought it was. I don't even know what about the maths is different to what I thought it was. I'm so confused. Alright, I don't want to get a Reflect up. Do I think Shadow Ball picks up Stack Attacker? No. That was a crit. I don't know what about my head maths is wrong, but it's clearly very wrong. 60 plus 60 is 90. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that was the maths. Yeah, I'm gonna reflect and protect. The hope is that they go for the double into Ampharos. Or at least just don't double the Dragapult. Did they go for the double into Dragapult? No. Okay. I kind of want to bring in Dozo in that slot. I could bring in Goodra in this slot. Yeah, this just doesn't have any EVs on it. Alright, I'm gonna go for the double switch. Which I don't love, but it is a play I'm allowed to make. 21's a lot. But not that much, right? Heavy Slam. And I think it's the Terra Ghost Acid Armor again. It doesn't feel like they have a great way to punish the Terra Ghost, which is nice. I'm not that worried about the stack attacker with my two very physically defensive Pokemon, which aren't taking much damage from it on the field. The Aromatisse probably does live a Heavy Slam, but it won't live a second. They brought a team which feels super weak to this set. Maybe I need to risk taking the body press. And not going for Terra Ghost so that I'm immune to Toxic from Ferroseed. No, I don't think so. I don't think I can afford that. It feels like a luxury play. I got Citrus. Alright, let's go for the Heavy Slam. How much do you think Dozo's even doing to stack? Oh, it's decent damage. Alright, I'm gonna go for the Acid Armor. I'll take the high horsepower in this case. Alright, so we go for another Heavy Slam, and I think this time I do have to go for the Terra Ghost Life Dew. I need to take less damage. Aromatisse is like just slower than Stack Attacker as well. It's really good. It's Pokemon that yeah, it's oh no, it's sorry, it's not the Stack Attacker. Just slower than the other one. I have no idea if I'm gonna win this set. Like, that was a pretty impactful turn, but I don't know if that was like the sort of turn that wins sets, you know? I don't know, I think I just bring in Dragapult in this slot. And frankly, Acid Armor again? I think after another Acid Armor, my Goodra is very threatening to their entire team. The other alternative is to body press the Stack Attacker, which honestly is probably better. It punishes anyone coming in the Stack Attacker slot, but it also stops them setting Trick Room, and them setting Trick Room could be annoying, because it lets Aromatisse get more attacks off. I think that's like the last thing that I need. Now, if I was Sap Sipper instead of Shell Armor, it would be very funny. They would be able to crit me, which would be annoying, but it would be funny. Cool. I think it's very difficult for them to win from this point. I don't know what that last one is. Yeah, Hawlucha's not going to be a problem. They haven't terrored yet, so I should probably protect. not even entirely sure what I'm supposed to be protecting against at this point. Do we think Flash Cannon is enough? Yeah, Flash Cannon should be fine. Oh, that's unfortunate. Sorry. That probably does matter. It looks like they're just out of range. I'm gonna bring Dozo in this slot. I don't love it getting knocked off, so I guess I'm gonna actually bring Ampharos in. And go for another Flash Cannon. Yeah, that Flash Cannon very likely means that I am able to go for the 2 cure here. Or it looks like I wouldn't have gotten it, right? 2/3 of 70 is like 48 or something. 45. Is that the right maths? Oh, do they not have Acro? Okay, well if they Terra Ice, then I would always pick up, but yeah. Knockup doing 20. Yeah, that's fine. Dragon Pulse and Flash Cannon. Their own grassy terrain just gave me too much recovery. It meant there were very few circumstances where I felt super pressured to really do anything. Do this, and body press. Okay, guess I should have stayed in. This does look like annoying, and theoretically I should be making plays that like minimize my chance of losing, so I should be trying to keep as many pieces at once. Though it does just extend my lunge break. Heavy Slam and Dragapult, I guess. Dragapult will take a high horsepower. Yeah. The Heavy Slam not getting the KO, so that for the last turn of the game, I can get the Shadow Ball off. GG's! Oh my gosh, champions of the world! Oh, that was definitely one of the sets of all time. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's awesome to have taken this team, which was very poorly rated, very underestimated. I'm gonna need discuss. Crazy set against a really great player in Camo. This season has been an absolute nightmare to play. There have been so many players, so many amazing players, so many scary teams, so many scary situations. A lot of like really interesting prep that my opponents have brought out. But despite all that, we have finally managed to pull it off. We have, with that pretty nice looking last game, where I think I played it pretty well, but also like they were bringing their alternative path in the hopes that their alternative path was a little bit more consistent. Yeah, massive shout out to Camo, who has had an amazing season. Massive shout out to the semis players as well, Buraf and Sly, who, like, any of them very easily could have been in this slot, right? Except Buraf, because I got to choose to fight Buraf, and that meant that they had no chance. I mean, if we think about it, really the main difference is that they didn't run nicknames, right? But yeah, 50% crit rate, kind of dumb. The 0% rate crit was also pretty dumb, but if they were going for Terra Ice anyways, because they didn't have Acro, that means that they were always going to die of the next Flash Cannon. So the crit in practice didn't wind up mattering, but in theory there were positions where it could matter. But I should have realized when they clicked Sword Stance, they'd already revealed Protect, CC, and Terra Blast, so they didn't have Acro. Zygarde was supposed to be like the main Pokemon, and it did not wind up being the main Pokemon. Thank you guys all so much for watching. This has been, like I said, a really awesome season. Yeah, they did have Iron Defense on the Ferroseed, which is really cute. I don't actually, let me just quickly check. So Iron Defense is 24. So Heavy Slam is 16, Waterfall is 24. Okay, so those two go 2 for 2. Heavy Slam goes 1 for 1 with Leech Seed. Rest, so it says 8, but if you'd never click Sleep Talk, then Rest is actually 24 PP, because it does triple. And then Sleep Talk is 16, so that means that in the 1v1 against Ferroseed, I believe I would have won the PP stall by like 8 PP. That's possible I would have fainted because they would have been taking Leech Seed back. No, I think I would have lived, even with the Leech Seed. That said, this mon is really high HP, so maybe I wouldn't. But yeah, what you do if you are trying to win a PP stall war and you have Rest is you just click Waterfall and Rest, right? Like I did do. But yeah, definitely. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks again so much to Camo for playing. This has been an awesome season. I gotta get back to work.